Ladies and gentlemen, it's been too damn long, but we're finally back after what was it, 2 years? We just discussed it and I completely forgot how many years it was. But anyways, thank you for coming back. This is Geek Mythos. I am your host, Jose, and your co-host Joey down there, and we have a new member joining us today. It is Comic Talk. Now, you guys know we speak about superheroes' mental health, and we also do videos on reviews about movies and other superhero stuff and everything we do like Transformers 1. I finally watched it, enjoyed it. I give it a honestly a 9 out of 10. I don't know, you know what? 10 out of 10 for that because it was just so fun. But anyways, today we're going to talk about Creatures Commando, Daredevil, in the MCU. What is going on in the MCU, especially since we got a new Captain America coming out next week, and the Superman and Lois series that just ended not too long ago. But first, I want to go over a little bit about who is and what is Comic Talk. I think he's having technical difficulties, but it's okay.
Okay, sorry.
Comic Talk, tell us who you are, what you is, what do you eat?
What do I eat? Let's see. Pizza, chicken, fries. It's the basic stuff.
Gotcha.
Uh, right now I'm trying to do like a rebrand of the thing where I'm trying to bridge the gap between movies, TV shows, and comic books. So I'm like reading a whole bunch of comic books, and recommending them to people before watching was Captain America, Daredevil, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So trying to recommend, comic books for easy comic books to read for, movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Sweet. And, I just want to ask, where can they find you?
YouTube, Comic Talk, and TikTok and Instagram at talk.comic.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, first off, we're going to go over, again, the list. So it's Creature Commandos. Have you guys seen Creature Commandos?
I have
Yes.
definitely.
It has been, I believe it is the first initiation of this new DC universe into the new James Gunn universe. I enjoyed it. I loved it. Any characters that you resonated with, anything that like stuck out to you, any moments that you liked about it?
Seeing Batman was pretty cool.
He was like big and bulky, kind of looking like Absolute a
Yeah.
little bit, But I was like,
That was
yeah,
like, yeah.
But it's funny because everybody's saying that after looking at picture, it was like Alan Richardson, who plays Reacher, would be perfect in that sort of suit because he's like very big and bulky, and he would be like the perfect physique for that Batman. And what else? What else they said about that too? About the Batman. James Gunn said that they were supposed to put a lot more Batman, but he was like he's not ready for that yet. One is enough for it because it was crazy.
well, that and also what was it? Batman 2, Matt Reeves' universe got pushed back. The movie got pushed back, I think, another year, or is it 2020, 2027? Right?
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, but you heard of the rumor about who might play Hush, right?
No.
Kit Harington.
Kid Harrington.
He played. He was in the Eternals. He was supposed to be forgot forgot that character's name with the sword that he appeared at the end.
Oh, Jon Snow.
Yeah, played Jon Snow.
Oh,
That would be interesting. Hush would be interesting for that universe too. Yeah, I can see Hush being for Batman too.
I don't know. I can't see him being a psycho killer trying to, take away people's faces though.
Yeah, I can't see it either.
I gotta see the audition tape. They gotta release that. Release the audition tapes. I like watching audition tapes. Like even because you mentioned the SNL 50th anniversary, a lot of those cast members started to watch their audition tapes and going into the SNL. Like that's actually really cool to just see how they kind of progress from what they came up with trying to be in SNL to that. Like even in movies, how the hell what did Toby Maguire do to get to land, Spider? I don't did they ever release Tom Cruise auditioning for Iron Man?
I think so. I know they released Killing Murphy because he tried out to be Batman, but then he became a Scarecrow. But they released him as Batman, and then I've seen Tom Hiddleston
Tom Hiddleston, yeah.
audition tape for Thor, which was completely, it was funny. I know I'm not right for the role, but again, he's perfectly cast for Loki, so I
He's
think it
trying
worked
so
out for
hard.
him.
He's trying so
Yeah.
hard. He's so skinny. It's hilarious. Yes, I do agree with you on that. Creature Commandos, though, going back because we always go on a tangent. Any favorite moments other than Batman? Because we did see like there were two moments with Batman. One is he's literally on a stake, or what was it called, like a spear thing, pierced his body with the other Justice League members, and then and then the second one he's on a rooftop or something like that.
Shaggy was my favorite. No, I didn't even catch that, honestly. Ooh, favorite moment. I think it's been so long since I seen it, I guess. I think my favorite character, honestly, is like the I forget his name, the guy who's like a green freaking nuclear. What's his name?
Dr.
He's like a
Phosphorus.
green,
There you go.
yes,
Yeah.
that guy. I think he's like my favorite character in the. I can't wait to see that live action, honestly. And then I guess Rick Flag Senior, right?
Yeah.
He was really good in that as well. Who played Crossbones in the MCU? I can't wait to see him live action as well. I think he's one of my favorite, like, underrated actors, in my opinion.
I think he
Well,
just came out with a movie on Amazon Prime, if I'm not wrong.
oh yeah, werewolves.
Um,
Oh yeah, I saw that in the movie theater. That was pretty good, honestly.
okay, I'm gonna write that down because I need to watch something. Whoa.
I mean, we're gonna see him in live action on Superman, and he'll appear on Peacemaker season 2.
Beating the hell out of him or what?
Probably. He's the reason his son is dead.
It's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
Don't we love these anti-heroes?
Which is funny because James Gunn is sort of making Suicide Squad canon and not canon, and it's like he's always taking bits and pieces of what he did in Suicide Squad to include it into his DCU. But then we saw Peacemaker, and we saw the Justice League, Snyder's Justice League there. He's like, yeah, that's not gonna be included in it, so it's like out of there and stuff. So he's just gonna take whatever he did on Peacemaker from, and just cut off the fact that the Justice League even exists. And in that, I mean, they exist, but not Snyder's Justice League. So
I mean, it's kind of hard to say that the Justice League doesn't exist, given the trailer and also trying to refer back to season 1 of Peacemaker. But I mean, I don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do with Peacemaker 2 or Peacemaker season 2. So that'll go into play. I think maybe they might mention Blue Beetle because I think he did say that Blue Beetle is part of this universe. Is he?
he has 2026. They're gonna do the animated. They're gonna make it animated. So include, yeah. So he's gonna be included.
Okay. Okay.
I can't wait for that.
Because I know the same actor is also gonna play Nova. Is it Kit Nova in
Yeah, Sam.
the MCU?
Yeah, Sam. What's his name?
Yeah, the Spanish guy that played Blue Beetle. So it's which is really cool that he's playing two different types of,
They couldn't cast anybody else though, other Latinos. Come on, it's fine. A lot of moments from Creature Commandos I really did like. There was one particular moment. I'm trying to remember how the scene started, but but my favorite character, honestly, was the robot. Just because you got to
GI.
see
GI robot.
see the history of it, and it's like his mentality just never changed of just wanting to pretty much can we say kill Nazis, that was just his main
You already
mission.
said it, so yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Screw it.
Yeah,
Screw
well,
it. Screw it. Yeah.
Screw it.
But yeah, that was. I think the whole scene of that and just watching the backstories of these characters were really cool. There were some similarities to like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they did have these. How do you say? Really bad, dark moments before they joined the team or anything like that. But what separated them, I think, was some of them didn't even survive. I think GI kind of
GI
basically
and Luna.
died. Yeah, so that's what I did like about it. That and also including part of this new DC universe. Okay, moving on. Daredevil. I know we talked about it in the Paneloids podcast, and I enjoyed a lot of the trailer. What did you guys think of the trailer? Are you excited for
Amazing.
it?
Yeah,
I'm
I
super
can't wait.
excited.
Yeah.
First 3 seasons, on Netflix. I think that's my favorite Netflix Marvel thing out of, like the Luke Cage and all that stuff. Even though the other shows are great, but I think Daredevil just is just my favorite. The fight choreography, the costumes, Charlie Cox as Daredevil is just amazing. And it's gonna be interesting seeing Wilson Fisk as the mayor of New York. I want to see like how that's gonna affect like the MCU in a certain way, because now they are part of the MCU. So officially, now I know it was kind of vague that they were MCU, not MCU, but I think now officially they're in the MCU. So seeing Wilson Fisk as the mayor, I just want to see like what ramifications that has on the MCU.
Yeah, they did say they were going to also talk about what happened in those 5 years with the blip, like what was going on. So we're going to probably get a glimpse of what was happening in in Hell's Kitchen. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kingpin was the reason he didn't get blipped out. That he had the opportunity to get as big as he is now, to become mayor, and and
Ooh,
be
that's interesting.
yeah, but I know that they said that was what they were going to talk about. They're going to bring that up in what was going on during that time, which would be great if that's the case. If he didn't get blipped out, that gives him the opportunity to become the hero of that town, with no Daredevil and all that crazy that's going on. Keep the world calm and be that Lex Luthor and stuff. So that I can't wait to see when what's it D'Onofrio play that role again.
The couple moments in the trailer that I pointed out, so the masks were really cool to see. I think there was it 5 masks?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then again, when I talked about it in the Paneloids podcast, the helmet falling down, you see the little D on it, and then the Daredevil mask falling down. Probably the night that maybe he murdered somebody. So this kind of goes into the Devil's Reign storyline where Wilson Fisk does become mayor, but then it is believed that Daredevil did kill somebody within while he was being Daredevil. So I thought my theory was he goes to the Punisher and asks him like, how did you recover from this? What do you think, or what was your method of overcoming the situation of killing someone? How do you deal with it? How do you still live with it? And do you believe yourself as a hero while still trying to do good whatever you do? So that is my theory of how the story's going to go with Matt Murdock. What my theory is in the season. I don't know. I mean, like, we got a lot of characters. Muse, which is the artist, killing certain people within, Hell's Kitchen. You get to see some of the bodies that he killed. I think some of them are hung, right? I believe, and they have a mask on. Then, what was the other character that they showed? Bullseye. Sorry, Bullseye is part of this. And how did we get to see his costume? I forgot.
Don't think so. I think we see.
There's a photo of it, but I do want to see a decent Bullseye costume. We didn't get it in Ben Affleck Daredevil. I want to
No,
see
it's just
the
his forehead, right? That was Colin's forehead,
Yeah.
right? Oh, damn.
I mean, yeah, it was just like like a scar forehead thing that he had in his head, and he screamed that he wanted a costume. Never got it in the movie. It's like, I want a costume. Never got the costume, which was weird for a movie to say something like that and never get what he's asked for.
You guys think that, because I know there was rumors that the other Jessica Jones might pop in, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. Do you guys like want to see like cameo, like not like maybe like full-fledged episodes, but like just cameos of them, like, oh, they're in the universe as well?
I mean, they're ready to come out. They're saying like they're waiting for the call. but I think, where did I read this? That the creator of the show said there is a cameo within the show that falls like really connected. Like it's almost like doesn't feel like a cameo. Like it fits into within the universe that they're creating, but they didn't specify who it could be. So, but we already saw Punisher, so it can't be him. So I don't know. Let's see.
So I said, or I wrote this down. So when Wilson Fisk in the trailer is talking to New York City in Times Square, there is a poster on the left-hand side that says, that mentions the Harlem Club. And that is the same club that was in Luke Cage. I think it was Harlem's Paradise. Harlem's Paradise. So that is the same club that was run by, was it Cottonmouth?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jessica Jones is going to be in it. I mean, I did hear that, she was called in. So I'm 75% sure we are going to get Jessica Jones. As for Danny Rand, I don't know. If they can recast him, that'd be gret.
I don't know, but a while back, before it was talked about them bringing Daredevil and everybody back, he posted a picture of his like regular clothes and stuff, like he's gonna head out, and then a graphic novel at Iron Fist on top of his bed. So I was like, is he coming back? Because right now Shang-Chi is supposedly going to have an Iron Fist in it, but they were also saying that there's going to be a few. I don't know if they're going to have like two Iron Fists, or we're going to get Danny Rand's character, or maybe somebody else is going to be in it. I'm not sure, but there was stuff gets thrown out with rumors and everything, but it's whether or not any of that sticks. But if they want to keep it together with the Netflix, they should rewrite Danny Rand. Keep the guy, but just rewrite his character. I mean, I saw season 3 of Daredevil, and then I went into Iron Fist, and I was like, just not fun what's going on in this whole thing. It's like the episode is him trying to figure things out, and what's going on, why is everything happening to him, trying to tell them that he's Danny Rand and he survived the airplane crash, and then the second episode he's in a nut house, and it's just him trying to go through that situation. It's like that's a little too soon to put him in a nut house. Like it's happening too fast. Like these whole thing, like it felt like they were trying to rush something.
Yeah, he isn't Legion. He isn't crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think if they were gonna do like another Iron Fist, I think Colleen Wing, who was in the Iron Fist show, I loved her character. I think she was my favorite part of Iron Fist. I think that's what saved me from, watching the whole thing, because I wanted to turn it off after the first episode, honestly. But Colleen Wing was so great, so I was like, I want to see her as Iron Fist, honestly, if they do bring back Iron Fist.
Who is she supposed to be later on? Was she supposed to be White Tiger? No, right?
Not too sure, because I know she at the end of season 2 she does become Iron Fist as well.
Oh, she does. Okay.
But so does Danny Rand, so it just like
Okay. Did you guys watch Echo, by the way?
I did.
Yes.
What were your thoughts? Because I didn't get to see it.
It was missing something. There was some stuff that was missing. I don't know. It's like they try to Daredevil it a bit, and with only a couple of episodes, and I felt it was being rushed from her being a sort of criminal who was working with Kingpin to her trying to make her a hero, and it kind of felt rushed. Though I felt so excited to see Daredevil pop up.
Oh, he does pop up?
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Just for a glimpse of it, he pops up. Because Kingpin in it does say, says, I need you to do something. And I think it was a test for her to see if she could take on Daredevil. And so she held her own. which was great. But I don't know. Something was missing. It was. I felt like it was rushed. Like the episode. It being 30 minutes is just not good. Like, at least give us an hour episode. If you're gonna give us only like 6 or 8. So that's what I felt like. It was very short and it was rushed.
How long,
I agree with that. Yeah, there was something like missing in the story.
How long were the Netflix episodes? Like 13 episodes, weren't they?
Yeah, we're on there for an hour episodes each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a movie every
That's
episode
true.
was like a movie.
Yeah.
It was well, Daredevil was well written, well brought out. It was fleshed out. I mean, even Jessica Jones, and regardless of how we feel about Iron Fist, characters were fleshed out and we got the gist of it. It didn't felt rushed or anything like that.
Right. He was just from Kunlun every other episode. I'm trying to remember what else I wrote.
There's another thing that we never talked. I don't know if you and I talked about it, Jose. Werewolf by Night.
Ooh.
I never got to watch it.
Yeah. Watch the black and white one and then get to the color, because the black and white one got that old feel to the horror, like Frankenstein from back in the day and Dracula when they were black and white. It's really cool. And this is a one shot. I felt like emotion for all these characters compared to like watching Echo and then be like, I'm not feeling anything in here for throughout this whole entire thing. And here it's like you get to feel about just characters and seeing the man thing appear, which was great. So I think watch it. It's not even that long, but it's like well fleshed out for like just a couple of like an hour.
Sounds good. I
It
do.
came out at a time when the MCU was like very cookie cutter. Like I think Phase 4, like everything was kind of the same thing. And then Werewolf by Night was just like super different, 1930s horror vibe or whatever. Honestly, great movie.
It's a movie? I thought it was a series.
Well, I mean, it's a one shot 30 an hour
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
thing. So yeah.
that's awesome. Okay. I do remember what scene it was. It was from Creatures Commando. I'm sorry. It was Weasel. It was Weasel when he's saving the kids, and then all that catastrophe happened with the police officers coming in. Bro, that broke me. I was like, no, what are you guys doing, you idiots? Pay attention to what he's actually doing. He's saving them. He's not attacking them.
Yeah.
Trigger ready. Trigger happy.
It was. The funny thing is that everybody's going after James Gunn is probably messing up Superman. We only got a couple of bits of the trailer. We didn't even have that much. And knowing that he wrote Creature Commandos and did such a great job, feeling for each of the characters. Because honestly, the thing that's like terrified me the most was when Frankenstein killed his creator after he saw him having sex with. Oh my God! Like his face in this distortion, it was terrifying for a cartoon, and I was like, "Wow!" I could see why she would be a little like ready to kill him.
Yeah. And he just took it like a man. He just kept liking the beating too, which was crazy. He was one of those guys that you peg him, he would like it. I think we should move on from Daredevil to Superman and Lois, even a sadder season. Do I feel like the last? Did you get to watch it, by the way, Comic Talk?
Yeah, I did.
Your thoughts on it?
Honestly, one of the best, if not like the best, like portrayals of Superman, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's something we'd never got to see before, of Superman actually being a dad. I still think Christopher Reeves is my favorite Superman, but like, if you say Tyler Hoechlin's your favorite Superman, totally understand it, because again, the story, Lex Luthor, him having kids, I think it was very fleshed out, and I think honestly one of the best portrayals of Superman.
Joey?
Yeah, I agree, because it was like well, everybody's like, oh, we don't like David Corn Sweat because Henry Cavill was the best, and it's like no one's talking about Tyler Hoechlin right now. Why is that they're pinning these two? I don't know, it's because they were in movies. and Tyler Hoechlin was in a CW, but he did an excellent portrayal, and it didn't feel like a CW show, and the cinematography was like incredible. Like it was filmed really well for a CW show, and I feel like it was. I can't even consider it that, because it didn't have that sort of colorful brightness to it that most CW shows had. Even Arrow, which had its dark moments, still had that bright green, to it. And it was all like, the comedy was occasionally, it was kind of funny, but kind of corny at times. But here it was like, it was well written, and they won an award. I think in the Saturn Awards, I think they won an award for best superhero script, like well written superhero show.
I do feel like it was a little bit rushed, and we understood why was because it was being canceled. So the universe for that, or for the ending for that universe, had to be a little bit quicker. Was the marketing for it, I think, there in a sense of this is the last season. You guys got to watch it. You guys got to watch it. I don't think it was marketed very well, but because of Superman fans that talked about it, I would say on TikTok and YouTube, I think there was a lot. It was like a growing fan base. The way we all knew he was coming back because he died, I believe, at the end of season 3 to Doomsday, and then I think
he stomped his heart in front of his son.
Oh my God.
That is just vicious.
So
This was like All-Star Superman Lex. Like that hatred. Like he wants him dead. Doesn't matter how, as long as he's dead. He was vicious.
why? Okay, why didn't he take the Bizarro Superman's heart from him?
I don't know, man. I would say CW logic. I don't know.
Wait.
To take Doomsday's heart and put it on Superman, and instead of getting General Lane's heart.
I think the series would have to go on, honestly. That's actually a good question. You would have to get it first, like that's gonna,
Well, he killed him like a
hard to get
couple of
that.
times, and then he just kept growing, right? But within that time frame of him coming back to life, why didn't he just like grab it, bro? Like you have the power. I don't know.
Honestly, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I was like, bro, just do it. What the fuck? You're Superman. You can literally rip up his freaking rib cage and then just go for it. But I don't know.
I think
His heart would have grown back anyways, too. Yeah.
to be honest, I think it would have been something another person would have probably done instead of Superman. Like he doesn't kill, at least try to incapacitate and try to stop. But Doomsday was somebody that he needed to like take down. But imagine if Doomsday comes back to life and his heart is inside Superman. Do you think he'll come back as Doomsday? The heart starts to kind of bring itself back together as Doomsday? Because does it mean like it needs an extra piece so it could come back? Because that's how I think Doomsday works. That's why I always felt like every time I said, "Hey, what would the fight be? What would be a fight between Doomsday and the Hulk? How would that turn out?" Because every hit that Hulk will hit him, he'll take in. He'll fly back, but then he'll be able to take it. That means he'll get stronger and become like the Hulk in it. But that's another discussion for another day.
That's true. That's true. I get it. I get it. Did you guys cry at the end?
I did not.
I felt bad. It was kind of it was also because it ended. It was like now I can't see new episodes of this show. Like I wanted to keep on going. But it was a good ending. We got to see like he had grandchildren. He had his kids took off the mantle. He decided to stay in Smallville, and everybody knew who he was. So there was respect there on both ends. Like from Superman fans and friends of Clark Kent. So they, so it's like this is where Superman lives. So it was really cool.
I actually did right when we see Lois back in bed and she has cancer again. And that's where I was like, oh, and you could tell like he wants to break, but he just smiles. And it was that smile that was like, I felt that like you got to be stronger than the other person, even though, you know, you don't want to lose yourself in that moment. You cherish that moment. And that's literally what broke me. I think it was like so tough to keep watching. It was so tough to keep watching and just like I don't know. It was just a beautiful ending. It was like we were grieving and just happy at the same time. And the way that they ended it, someone said was another movie. Was a movie that Christopher Reeve had, where you know they're basically dead and it's just white. It's all white and it's just him and his wife in that movie that just go on to the next life. So I think they took inspiration from that. Maybe they didn't. Maybe that's what they just wanted to do. But it was just beautiful to see that resemblance. Yeah, I mean, did you guys like the way Jonathan Kent got his powers and used it?
I think that it would have been gradually it would have happened, but show was ending. I guess they were like, let's just screw it. Let's just throw this. And it's like throwing everything into the show, even if people are going to be, because I'd be pissed off. And I've seen people talk about like, oh, do you think it's okay for him to remove his glasses and to let everybody know that he's Superman? It's like, doesn't matter now. The show's ending. You're going to have to take it.
Yeah.
Just take it in. But at the end of the day, it's like, he doesn't like lying. So he's literally almost gaslighting everybody that says you're Superman, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he acts like he's injuring himself. That scene when he says, "I know who you are," and he acts like he injured himself. I mean, he's like gaslighting everybody into thinking they're crazy, and that he isn't Superman. So I mean, I don't blame him for showing who he is to everyone, even though it's a small town. Everybody was already knowing.
It was a really small town. You get to see a lot of those faces in almost every scene too.
Which is funny because every time I see that when I think about that season, the last season, I think of it as everything felt like a play because everything took place in Smallville. There was a few scenes that was taking place somewhere else, like when they were in that reporters building when they were going to do the interview with Lois and Lex.
Oh, yeah,
That's only a few times, but every day it felt like a play. Like you always saw like you're in Smallville all the time. And there was like less people there because, I mean, they couldn't have all the actors all the time because money was being used to like who's coming in for this episode and who's going to be let go.
Oh, you know the actor that played Mannheim? He was
Reverse Flat.
Yes, he was in Orville.
Yeah.
He was the other husband. Clyden. He played Clyden. Was it Clyden? No, it wasn't Clyden.
Wasn't he also in The Walking Dead?
Was he in The Walking Dead?
I don't know if he was in like second season. I don't know he was. If I'm not mistaken, he was probably in The Walking Dead.
It's been so long. I only watched seasons 1 through 4, but I don't remember.
When they were in the prison, that they were locked up. They were at the prison. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was in The Walking Dead.
Oh, he played Clyden, and then it was Brutus. Bortus. Anyways, I liked him in as Mannheim. Why do I keep saying Mayhem? Mannheim.
Yeah, I
Think
did.
about
Like,
Bully Beatdown, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I liked him as Mannheim too, because he was trying to save his people of his town, even though he was doing a lot of sketchy stuff. But in the end, Clark and Lois sort of like gave him that respect in the end because what he was trying to do, and he also helped him get Lex.
That is true.
So so there was mutual respect there in the end, which was great to see.
Did you like his suit, Lex's suit? Because I think it was the first time we actually saw him in a live action to see him in a suit?
No, it was Supergirl. They did it.
Yeah,
Oh, he,
Supergirl.
It was very CGI, even though it was CGI, but
Yeah,
it felt
both of
like
them
it
was-
was CGI. I
Yeah.
felt like they put more money in Superman and Lois than they did in Supergirl.
I think they did pretty well with Martian Manhunter in that one, even though it wasn't all fully CGI. I think it was practical effects, right?
In Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked his.
Mm.
I think it was, a lot of. I think the reason why he didn't turn to Martian Manhunter, I think it was because of CGI. Probably.
Yeah.
And money. And so much
Yeah,
money when it's involved things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
before
mean-
I forget, the one thing I did like about like my friend Professor Funko said that this is like the only Superman where we see he's speaking other languages. When he goes to somewhere like a Spanish speaking country, he's speaking Spanish, and then there's an episode where he's
True.
speaking like Cantonese and Chinese, like he's speaking like all these different languages.
Korean.
And yes, so I think it's cool to see Superman.
Yeah.
He goes all around the world, so he knows all these languages and stuff like that.
I mean, he's Superman. He should be picking it up really fast, like
true.
reading the
Yeah.
dialogue and memorizing all these things, which is great. So sometimes I wonder, it's like, what time do him being Superman, I understand, but Batman learning languages, when they said that he knows a whole bunch of languages, that's like, when did you have time to do any of this when you're spending it like trying to go after like criminals in Gotham? Because sometimes I say I love Batman, but I always wondered, it's like, from what point to what point were you able to be a detective, a ninja, knew all these martial arts styles, and all these things, and then be in Gotham at around the age of 20 to be the Batman? We don't even have enough time to do any of that.
Snack breaks, I guess. I don't know.
They used to say that he used to have, what is it, Batman, that he only sleeps for
3 hours.
for short, yeah, and then get that, what is it, I forgot what it's called.
I think like power naps.
Sleep
Yeah,
regimen.
something like that. Yeah,
Like power nap.
which is just,
I mean, it's what happens when you're a billionaire, You don't got to worry about education, kind of. You could just do whatever you want to do with the money you got.
Imagine he's like fighting criminals. He has audiobooks of dialogue in his thing.
He might take advantage of, what was it called? That Doctor Strange can use when he's sleeping. Basically, his body, his soul can do whatever, but he lets
Astral
his body
project.
Astral
Yeah.
projection. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I think we should move on from Superman Lois. But one last thing, was that a really good Lex Luthor? Was that the best Lex Luthor out of all of them, or is
I'll
it
say
Eisenberg. No, I'm just kidding.
top three?
I think Michael Rosenbaum and then him. Then Gene Hackman. I'm not including Jesse Eisenberg.
I'm not including those other ones too. Not even from what's it called, Lois and Clark? No.
I don't even think I watched Lois and Clark.
You can watch the first season. It's really nice. After that,
When it came to being like of savagery, of being like a hateful Lex,
oh yeah.
he takes the cake as very hateful, because I don't know if Smallville's Lex would be capable of taking his heart and doing what he did in front of his son.
I think so. I think he would.
And banishing his daughter too. Like he's like, the daughter's like, oh, if you want me in your life, don't go after Superman. He's like, nah, I'm gonna still do it. And then he still does it. I'm like, okay, this guy's lost. Okay.
I was like, yeah, he lost his humanity there. His daughter. What was the point of that? I guess to see, he has no humanity.
There's one thing that I was going to bring up earlier in Superman and Lois. Do you know, like, every single time Clark was taking off his glasses to reveal his secret to somebody, it would be in slow motion. It felt like he was like, the camera will be in this direction when he's pulling it down, and it's always like the theme song playing, and then he shows it, and they look at him, and then they're like, and they put that serious look, like, oh my gosh, you're Superman. I always find that funny, but it's like, whatever. It's like, it doesn't make the show, but it's like, you always catch it. You're like, do that, a drinking game out of that. Like, it's like, I'm taking a shot.
So we rank him as pretty high. I think number 2. I would do that too. I
Yeah.
would agree with that too. Michael Rosenbaum did really good with him. So okay, MCU, what the hell is going on? Joey, this was your topic.
It's been sort of in that sort of holding on to, like, let's just say that it's attached and there's a few strings on it. Some of them are like falling apart. They need to get back to how they were coherent with the way they were doing the movies. I feel like they don't know what they're doing, and I know what messed up with the whole Jonathan Majors situation, because there was some story there that they were trying to do, even though it wasn't the first thing they were planning when they cast him in Loki. They were, I think he did so well that they said that I think we could do more with him. But after Spider-Man, Endgame, then came Spider-Man, the other ones started kind of like, not doing too well. And I think it's because that core group of Avengers members weren't there anymore, except for Thor. And we weren't even getting anything good out of him. And the shows were doing very great, but I don't think a lot of people were. It's funny because a lot of people that have seen the movies that I know myself don't really, and they don't really put it out there like they should. Like, I think if like Ant-Man and Quantum should end, is just say, watch Loki to understand this crap, because if anybody didn't see that show, no one would understand who the hell Jonathan Majors' character at the end of that end credit scene would happen. I feel like it needs to go back to the way it was when they had a sort of format which was leading to Thanos. They don't have like a set thing. It's like it's not going into a straight line, and I feel like they need to go back to that. And I don't know if you agree with me on that, but I feel like there's, some of them fell off, like, the Miss Marvel, the Marvels kind of, there was some stuff that
I did like that
needed
movie.
work.
I thought they had a really good dynamic. They played off very well from each other. I thought, I think there was more room to grow for Miss Marvel and Photon. So I thought that was really cool to see. I don't know if I would have picked that villain to have them face off or anything like that. I don't know. It would have been probably more like a cop movie for me. In outer
what
space,
movie?
a cop movie, like a trio cop
okay.
movie, yeah. I don't know, to just explore.
And also, what was the other thing?
And then the incident with Jonathan Majors, it kind of it kind of broke off of what they were really trying to go to, which was Avengers Kang
Dynasty or
Dynasty,
something
Kang
like that?
Dynasty, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think because of that, I think it affected everything. But then you're trying to implement all these other side characters, and then I am forgetting the series that they created. What series? Oh, well,
What If?
Yeah. What if was different? It should have explored different universes. Instead, it just explored badly written universe. Like characters we just didn't give a damn about. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to see Agatha? There was an episode on season 3. Agatha Harkness goes to Hollywood. What if? Like, what? That's the best you could come out of? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Here's something.
I think they were just trying to introduce Wiccan, and that's it, so they could stretch out that storyline to the return of Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch, and then bringing the brother in. I forgot his name. I can't believe that.
Peter?
Yeah. No, not her brother. His brother, Wiccan's brother.
Oh, I forgot his name.
I know he's a speedster too. But anyway, I think they're trying to do something with that and trying to extend that sort of series to have Wiccan look for his brother. But again, reading all these rumors and bringing, some of them are almost certain that that's where they're going to go to, and some of them seems like, nah, it doesn't seem like they're going to go that direction. But But they were trying to do the Young Avengers. Then they said it's a possibility that they're gonna go with the new champions sort of name instead of Young Avengers, and a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like internet really is really like screwing people's heads up when it comes to like people that are following the MCU. They said, what are you guys planning on doing? Because I feel like rumors are being thrown around, directors are being thrown around, writers are quitting. They said they didn't have a good script. Blade has been delayed
indefinitely, I think.
for so long, and it's have it here, but it's not ready yet. We're gonna focus on something else right
Then
now.
they canceled Eternals 2. They canceled She-Hulk, and now it's getting picked up again. We don't know if that's right. God knows what's happening with how they're going to introduce, the mutants.
Yeah, but they said they're gonna introduce the mutants after everything ends with RDJ coming back as Doctor Doom, the possibility of Chris Evans maybe coming back. There's a lot of storylines that they could have that are so huge that they could have probably done, and I feel like they lost out when they did Secret Invasion. I don't know what was going on when they decided to make a show like Secret Invasion, knowing how big that entire thing is.
Oh, I didn't get to finish.
I totally forgot about that show.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah,
bro.
that's it.
I only watched like 3 episodes, and I got so bored.
And we had like one of the most powerful characters in that show at the end when she takes like, I don't know, all the Avengers powers or whatever. Spoiler alert, if I guess. Yeah, she has like all the Avengers powers. And
she's pretty much Super Skrull. She's pretty much Super Skrull.
Yeah, she has the power of, if you have the power of changing your appearance and the power of Captain Marvel, just those two, but she has all the Avengers DNA in her, so then she's like one of the most powerful characters. We never see her again. I'm like, okay, what was the point of that?
And a lot of characters we still haven't seen again that we have seen appeared. Look, King Harrington's character was supposed to pop up as was this, I can't say, why can I not know?
Night Swordsman, something like that.
Man, I can't believe it. It's when we do these at night, it's funny that we just draw a blank on every single character. But when we're just socializing, like away from the podcast, like we know these characters and their backstories like nothing. But yeah, it's funny because they introduced a lot of characters. We haven't seen them again. Shang-Chi had his movie, and we're waiting for it for like what, another 2 more years, or 2027, I think they're gonna get that too. And it's like a lot of people have been waiting for these things.
We're waiting. Like, what the hell is the beacon, bro? Like, it's still beeping. We don't know. And what if, like, they talked about it because his father still has, it was back in time, and Hela was in one episode. Hela actually goes to Earth because Odin banishes her, just like he did with Thor. But anyways, and she meets Shang-Chi's dad, and he has the 10 rings, and she's like, oh, I know them, but they're not from this what was it called, what's it called, they call it Midgard and all that stuff.
Different like dimensions.
Yeah,
they're like
realms.
Yeah. He's like, they're not part of this realm. So I'm like, okay, so who are they from? Like, what the fuck? We still don't know. Like, that beacon is still beeping, and we don't know who's gonna come and who's not. Like, what the fuck? Like,
my biggest thing is from Endgame, when Captain America takes back all the Infinity Stones, right? I wanted to see that interaction between him and Red Skull, because he has to take the Soul Stone back to Red Skull. What a missed opportunity! I'm like, when I want to see that interaction. I want to see like Red Skull's interaction, seeing like Captain America still being alive.
Why couldn't they do that in What If?
Exactly.
Like, why'd you give us all these other episodes? Like,
the funny thing is that people were waiting for What If was, there was a rumor out there that they were going to do an episode that what if the ones that blipped were the ones that survived, and then they never showed it. They never did it. And people were expecting it because they put the listing of the episodes that were going to pop up for What If. and people were expecting. I said that feels like a good story to hear. Like what the ones that got blipped out, what were they? How did they do it to get everyone else? Which would have been great because, and then Doctor Strange would have been the one that would be alive and said, "Okay, we got to start setting this up," and he probably would have been the one leading, because he was the one that would be able to see everything.
Well, he would
But
be the
then-
Sorcerer Supreme because yeah.
Yeah, and then the thing is, it's like, who would have sacrificed himself at the end? That would have been great to see.
I think
Whereas
Cap
Ooh.
didn't Cap survive. So Cap survived and Iron Man survived.
Thor, Nebula, Scarlet Widow,
I could
Hulk.
Would you say Thor would have done it?
Would have survived. I'm pretty sure.
I think I would have Cap do it. Because everybody wanted Cap. Well, everybody thought Cap would do it in Endgame. Like it was a 50-50 chance. It was either Iron Man or Cap.
Would he survive? I don't even know. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, soldier serum is not that strong.
That's true. Friggin' took the Hulk's hand out. Yeah.
Are you excited for Captain America? Was it Brave New World? They keep changing the name.
I don't know. I don't feel like the way I felt when I saw the Winter Soldier. Like when I saw the Winter Soldier, when I saw the trailers to Winter Soldier, felt very serious and very like, this doesn't feel like a Captain America movie.
I wanna go back, rewatch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then watch this and see if I still have that same energy, the way it ended.
I felt like the Captain America and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier felt like it was very connected to the Winter Soldier movie. Like it had that sort of seriousness, and things were serious and things were happening, and things needed to get solved and crazy stuff was happening. But I feel like this one is one of those, like, it's not taking me there. It doesn't feel like it's coming out of that sort of mold. It feels kind of weird. But I do want to see the leader. No, is it the leader? No.
Yeah, it's the leader.
Think
no?
so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the leader.
Yeah. I do want to see him come as the leader. I felt like that was a long time coming when we saw in the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton and him getting the radiation in his head. It was a long time coming. This was like the longest.
Yeah, for a character, for a villain. Yeah.
Oh, and sorry to cut you off. It said I think Liz Tyler's coming back as Ross.
Betty Ross?
Betty Ross. Yeah.
She's coming back.
Robin?
No, Betty Ross. That she was. Liv Tyler played his girlfriend in Incredible Hulk.
Oh, yes. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's coming back.
interesting. Okay.
And I am skeptically excited for this movie, but seeing Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk, I'm like, that was not on my 2025 bingo card, honestly. Seeing freaking Han Solo as the Red Hulk is crazy thing to say. Seeing the leader come back, I wonder if the Hulk is gonna be in this movie because you have Betty Ross, you have the Red Hulk. I would assume they might be hiding him, for he's not in the trailer, so you get surprised to see him in the movie, which I'm hoping they do that. But I'm skeptically excited for this because
What
think it could
I
go either way.
need is if the Hulk does come in, I need him out of this smart Hulk. I can't. He needs to get out of this in order to at least, because I feel like it's a kind of a bit of a joke already. Like it's almost like a parody of itself. It has become, and that's what I felt like about She-Hulk. I understood that he was trying to help her and things like that, but he needs to come back. And if he does come up here, there has to be a fight to the point where Banner has to leave and he has to come back as a Hulk. Like he can't take it.
I thought they were gonna do that in She-Hulk because I kind of saw the hints of him getting mad, even though it was jealousy that his cousin could do it better and control her anger in a way that she didn't need to represent that anger. I could have seen that at the end of the end credit scene of She-Hulk, him coming back as Hulk and just being angry all the time. I thought that's what it was going to lead up to.
That could have been cool.
But maybe, maybe he like inherits the Red Hulk's anger, and then just reverts back to, Bruce and then Hulk being two divided people.
Oh, they teased it in the in him fighting Wolverine, and like when Deadpool's going to like all the dimensions, and then Hulk versus Wolverine. They tease that. I'm like, oh, you can't tease that and not show it. I'm sorry, you can't tease a great fight like Hulk versus Wolverine, and just be like, all right, that was a few seconds. You're never gonna see that again.
And then they soften Abomination's character in She-Hulk. Like he's just like some regular dude. Like he's like, yeah, I did this. I'm seeking therapy. It felt weird. It's like, come on, this guy is always trying to kill the Hulk. It's like now he's all of a sudden he's just like nonchalant about things that happened. Forgive me, I did something wrong back then. It's okay,
And they teased the fight scene between them two as well, and then they're like, nope, we're not doing that. This is you can't keep teasing us and then just not giving us what. Yeah, and they teased the Daredevil fight scene in that show too, and then they're like, no, we're not giving you that either.
They said they're not gonna even mention it in Daredevil. Like he even did anything with She-Hulk.
With that being said, did you guys watch Invincible? The first 3 episodes came out on.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you
I
told
gotta
me.
get into it.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Those 3 episodes were peak.
Peak.
My favorite 3 episodes. Yeah, those were amazing.
Oh my God! Let me tell you something. I love when anime and animation and these types of episodes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, tell a small little story and it captures you. No words are being said and it captures you. It was an episode, I don't remember if it was episode 2 or 3. It was like this couple.
It was 3,
it was
I believe.
3.
Yeah.
It was this couple. They rob a bank, then they get thrown out by a hero, then they leave and escape, then they try to do good, and you see that society just doesn't like them to grow, wouldn't like them to grow. So they get thrown out, they get evicted, they become poor again, and then they do, then they rob a bank again, and then it's invincible and whatever. Like that small little story of of no dialogue, but just showing characters kind of go through a really difficult process. I just love in anime and like even in TV shows. I think they do that once in a while. But I think that's like really, it's a thing in anime that only anime does, and I think it did it so well, and I love that episode because of that.
I think that, and then later in the episode, they pose a question, kind of like in Civil War, where you're like, what side are you actually on? Like, are you on Invincible's side? Are you on Cecil's side? Like, I can see honestly both sides of their argument. Like, Invincible going too far for this, and is he a hypocrite for doing what he did? Is Cecil being a hypocrite for doing what he did? I'm like, I'm
gonna take you a step further, because if you think about it, Civil War, Bucky didn't know he did that. He was brainwashed. In this episode, Invincible. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Invincible talked to his brother about it, and his brother still was like okay with it. He didn't care. He was fine with it. It didn't faze him until he talked to his mom, but still it didn't faze him. So is he okay with that? Is he not? Like, I see where they're going, right? But like, I don't know. Just the way that they did it was really smart. But now it's like, whose side do you take?
That's true. Like, who's more right? Who's morally right? Who's morally wrong? It's like, and then they pose that question, like, you can either be the hero or the person who saves the world. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
damn.
Okay,
well, that's a great line. That's a great line. That's a great fucking line.
That's a great line. And they explain it very well in that episode. I'm like, are you the hero or are you the person who saves the world? I'm like, you can't be both. I'm like, that poses a great question for, the future episodes.
Yeah. I'm excited for this season. I hope they don't leave us on a long ass hiatus like they did in season 2, because I
I
think,
think they learned their lesson on that.
yeah, I mean, I hope they did, because it just like it was so long, it felt like a dull, and when you caught back to it, you're like, all right, I mean, I guess I kind of forgot. I don't want to go back and rewatch it, but and then you enjoyed it because I think it ended really well. How did it end? Oh, he brings his brother into the home and stuff like that. I just hope they don't leave us on a long hiatus. That's the only thing I don't like about so far Invincible.
And then Seth Rogen's just doing an amazing job with everything he's producing with Invincible, The Boys. Supposedly he's doing like a Venom animated thing, so I can't wait for that.
Did you watch Venom 3,
Yeah.
Joey?
Did you watch it?
No. Was it good?
I lowered my expectations to the ground, so for me it was okay.
So
You have to lower your like. I knew what going into it, it was not going to be a great movie whatsoever. So I lowered my expectations to the ground, and I got what I wanted, honestly. But I understand why people wouldn't like it. I totally understand it.
was it better than the first one, or was it better than the second one? No.
Better than the second one. Second one was, I don't know what they were doing with that. First one was just so fun because of Tom Hardy. I think the only reason these movies work is because Tom Hardy's such a great actor. The third one was fun, seeing all the different symbiotes. I would have loved to have seen Spider-Man fight all these symbiotes. That would have been really cool to see, watching that. But seeing all the different symbiotes was just super cool. Like them having like different powers. One was like super fast. One was, I guess like a big Hulk kind of thing. So just seeing that was really cool. But other than that, it was, a mess of a movie, honestly.
Did it end?
It wasn't great.
Oh, did it end like open ended, or did it leave any like something for us?
There was an after credit scene where there was a guy on, I don't know if you remember in what was it, Far From Home. It was in Mexico or whatever, and then they explain. Then he just gets blips to another universe. That's how they explain it, because he was supposed to be in the MCU, but then now he got blipped to another universe. So that's how they explain that thing. And that guy in the bar, he's like everything gets destroyed, and he's still in, and he gets like a little vial of like venom. So maybe he becomes, they open like the door a little bit, but like nothing, like they ended it kind of, concrete, honestly, because the venom. I don't know if you want me to spoil it, but
Go ahead.
basically the symbiote dies at the end. He sacrifices himself for Eddie Brock.
Damn. So Eddie Brock just lives.
Yes, and then the symbiote is
Kind of gone, but not
He's
gone. So who knows, right?
yeah. So there's they pose a question like, oh, there's other symbiotes out there, so
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll watch it soon. I mean, like soon.
Yeah, lower your expectations all the ways down. You don't expect a great movie out of it.
No,
Expect like, think of it as a Eddie Brock Venom road trip.
Okay. Okay.
That's the best way to explain it.
So like, you ever seen Due Date? I think that was with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis.
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
Think of it kind of like that.
Okay.
That's what basically the movie is.
I mean, it was a
With the
good movie.
subplot
It
of
was
Noel.
funny. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Did you get to see No?
Yes, but I didn't even know it was Andy Serkis that was the voice of Noel until like after watching the movie. I was like, but you see him, but he's in a cage the whole time. He never comes out or anything.
What? That's so dumb. What do they have?
So
Superman?
it's basically it's a road trip. It's a road trip of Eddie Brock and
no budget. Did you see Craven?
I did not see Craven. I do want to see it, but like I would need to lower my expectations for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a drink or so and just watch it. Be a little buzz. Oh yeah, I had to be. Yeah, I was tipsy. I was sorry. I couldn't
even show the
I mean, it was like 2 minutes of them being in a suit, but we didn't get an origin of it. I mean, we talked. Did we talk about it in the podcast? I think he lost his mic. His mic is not being connected right now, so he's having technical difficulties. Unfortunately, it's okay. Try to connect it with just the laptop thing. He's the mic for the laptop.
But when we see them in the suits, they're not in. It's a flashback. It's not even.
No,
in
I
real
think
time.
it was a forward in time.
Oh yeah, forward in time. Yeah. But that timeline never happens. That doesn't come to fruition because she changes the thing.
She
so
changed
either way,
everything.
it never happens.
So dumb.
She becomes Madam Web at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it was an origin before the origin.
Like that's what I wanted to see. Yeah, that's like watching a Spider-Man movie. He doesn't become Spider-Man until the end credit scene. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, they
that's
have
what
no
I
idea
wanted
what they're
to see.
doing. They have no idea what they're doing. Sony has no idea what they're doing. I don't know who greenlit that. That was terrible. It was just a waste of money. It was a bad budgeting. And yeah, they just got to give back Spider-Man to Marvel again. Disney, whatever. All right. Well, with that being said, because I think we went over a lot of things for our first episode coming back this year, we're going to do every other week? We're going to come back and do a podcast. Hopefully, Joey can make it. Joey, you can make it, right, Joey? All right. Well, he's having technical difficulties.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
No, I don't think he's going to make it. All right. We're going to have to get you a new laptop. Everybody donate to
Subscribe
GoFundMe.
subscribe.
Like so he could get a new laptop. Leave a good review. And until then, we'll see you next time. Wait, Comic Talk, before we leave, where can they find you again?
YouTube at Comic Talk, and then Instagram and TikTok at TikTok.comic.
Awesome. I appreciate it. We'll definitely we'll love to have you back again. And I appreciate you taking the time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you there, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny. I was talking fine, and then all of a sudden the green line around the freaking box stopped, just disappeared. It's like, oh, no one's hearing me. And I'm there like.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, until then, everybody have a good one.
So you said weeks you said to pop up on
every other 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see like when things are starting to come up. But so far we got Captain America. Came out already, I believe.
No, next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
On Valentine's Day.
all right.
I am not gonna watch it Valentine's Day. I'll probably watch it the week
I'll watch
after
it the day before.
Oh yeah, Thursdays. Yeah. Well, until then, have a good one, guys. Love you.
All right, Ben.
Bye.